Marketing Your Private Practice is a podcast where you'll learn easy to implement tips and strategies to grow your business without spending all day online. I'm your host, Kathy Colaiacovo, and I teach practitioners the Thrive marketing method to create simple and streamlined plans by focusing on long-term strategies, not just social media. Discover ways to spend less time on your marketing, attract more clients, and build the financial freedom that comes with a thriving practice. One where you have time left in your day for the people and things that matter to you. Hey, private practice heroes. It's Kathy Colaiacovo with Marketing Your Private Practice with Kathy C., a podcast that is there to help practice and business owners thrive with strategies from A to Z. So today we are doing one of our marketing audits with Carrie Dennett. She is a registered dietitian nutritionist, a consultant, journalist, writer, and speaker, and she's the owner of Nutrition by Carrie. We'll be focusing on Carrie's website and her homepage in particular because she's wondering how to get more visitors converting and booking calls with her. Now, these marketing audits are something that you can take part of too yourself. They're a way to spend a little time with me, a marketing strategist who's helped over 300 private practice owners and even more service-based business owners and coaches learn ways to simplify and streamline their marketing so that you are not spending all your time on your marketing and you have time to spend with clients and you have time to spend with your family. Some of the reasons that you started in private practice in the first place. So I want to make sure that you are generating the revenue that will support your lifestyle, which is ideally one where you're not marketing all day and you're not spending all your time on social media, but you have those balance in your days and time left to get out and be with the people and do the things that matter to you. So let's get into our marketing audit with Carrie. So hi, Carrie, and welcome to the Marketing Your Private Practice with Kathy C. podcast. I am so glad to have you here today and to do one of our marketing audits. We're going to do a website audit on you and your business and hopefully give you some of those first steps to answer some of those questions that you had about your website and in particular converting people that are visiting your site. But before we start and get into this, why don't you share with me and everyone who's listening in who you are, your business name, where you're located, and what is that main service that you're offering your clients?
Yeah. So as you said, I'm Carrie Dennett, and I am both a journalist and a dietitian. I was journalist first. So I do have a virtual private practice, Nutrition by Carrie, which I started before the pandemic. That was very psychic of me. But I also have a nutrition column for the Seattle Times, and I write for a variety of other publications. And in my private practice, I primarily help people who want to learn intuitive eating, but then I also help people who want to manage their irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, with nutrition.
Okay, perfect. And so journalist, that's awesome. So I knew we did some writing, but yeah, I hadn't seen a reference to you in that way. So that is very cool. So one thing about looking at this website and sort of the question that you had, number one, for everybody's reference who's going to be listening, we'll be looking at your website, which is nutritionbycarrie.com, and it's CARRIE.com. And we will have a link to that in the show notes as well. But on your audit application, so you noted that your problem that you wanted to look at here was that you weren't sure your website was converting effectively for clients. So you said you know that some of your clients know you from the Seattle Times column that you have, and that they may be pre-sold on you by the time they get to your site at that point if they heard you there first or read you there first. So you're looking to convert people that don't read the column and don't know you well. So is that what we're looking at here?
Yeah, exactly. Like people who maybe link to my website from Instagram or just find me through an organic search who don't know me from whoever, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So is there more to that, or is that kind of pretty much it? You're just looking to convert them. If they come to the website, get them to do something.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I know that the way a homepage is structured can be instrumental in that, and I'm just not at all sure if mine is or how far off the mark I am.
Okay. So the big thing that's important to know in this is what is it you're looking for them to convert to? Are you looking for them to book a call, to sign up for your lead magnet? What is the main thing and the main action that you're looking for them to take?
Yeah, that's a good question because I feel like I'm perpetually torn between wanting them to sign up for my email list, for my lead magnet, or book an introduction call with me to see about working with me one-on-one. I know both are important. I would say right now, probably at this moment, getting them to book an intro call with me is probably slightly more important.
Okay. Okay. And it should almost always be, just so you know, especially if you're taking clients.
I was going to say there was a point last year where I was slammed, and so that was not my priority, but now things have settled a little more.
Right. And that's something you can always shift as time goes on. Like if you go into those stages where you do have a wait list, and I've worked with lots of clients that have gotten to that point, especially in the last few years, because everybody is looking for more help when it comes to their diet, emotional eating, especially in the eating disorder world. So definitely what we'll talk about here, there's always a way that you can shift that. If you get busy again, you can shift it around. Okay.
Okay.
So when you're looking to do this, and the reality is when you want people primarily to be booking that call with you, that action has to be so simple that people can do it without having a lot of roadblocks in their way. And it's just very simple to do. So the thing that you want to make very clear to them when they come to your website, there's three things. You want to make sure, one, that they understand that you can help them with the problem that they have, of course. Number two, you want to make sure that they know you offer this free consult, this free discovery call of some sort with you. And the third thing, which is the most important thing, is how they can book that call and the steps they take to actually book that call. Okay. So those are the most important things that has to be very clear to your folks when they come to your website. Now, I will admit, I was on your website. I was doing a little pre-stalking here before we
I figured.
got on the call. And it is challenging for someone to do that.
Okay.
Okay. Now, we're not really going to screen share here, but I'm going to go on your website and I'm going to walk through the steps for me to be able to do that as someone visiting your website. And just to go back to this, your website is one of your biggest marketing foundations that you have. Of course, it's the most important one. You get it on there. I do recommend that most people have one, but you want to make sure that you're doing everything you can so that people can find it, but also so that the search engines find it and know that you're there so they can match people up. If they're out here Googling, I mean, there's other search engines, but let's face it, most of them Google. And they are looking for something. We want the search engines to know you're there so that they can send people to your website. Okay.
Okay.
So there's a few key things in this whole process in making sure this happens. But here's what happened when I went through your site as somebody coming to your site. And it was the very first time I'd ever been there because we actually have not met before today. So on your site, I saw your information. You're a weight inclusive anti-diet registered dietitian nutritionist. You've got all that information. And then the first action point that you have on your homepage is to sign up for your lead magnet. Okay. And the words that are there are why wait, start your journey today. If you want a copy of my downloadable ebook, 5 ways to focus on wellness, not weight, it's yours, it's free. And then you've got a button where they can sign up for it. Then if I move down, which is great, and when I click that, it takes me to a landing page where I can sign up for that lead magnet. Okay. But if I go further, because maybe I'm not looking for that. And right now, I would tell you too that if your priority action is to book a call, if you can go on your homepage and switch those around, I would do that. So you want to, at this stage, put your lead magnet to be what I call a transitional call to action. So it's kind of like the one at the end versus the important one that you want to focus on right now. But then what we've got is how can I help you? Are you ready to liberate yourself from diets? If you're looking for a more peaceful relationship with food or resolution to IBS. So you got your keywords in there, which is nice to see. You can learn more. Let's chat about ways we can work together. So when I click the learn more button here, I'm going to now your intuitive eating counseling page.
Yes.
And on this page, it's got information about there. And then it says, if you're ready to start a new journey, request a free intro call. Okay. So that link takes me directly to your Practice Better, which is your electronic health record that you're using for a 30-minute intuitive eating call. So that's fairly straightforward that we've got there. except that you threw the block in the middle for me of sending me to another page. Whereas the action step was on that home page when I was sitting there looking through and I made a decision. I want to know more. Let's chat about ways we can work together, learn more. I'm thinking I'm just going to book the call. Instead, you sent me to a page with a whole bunch of information. Yes, there was information on there about how to book a call, but you're putting a little extra step in my way versus not, because the last words before that button are, let's chat, let's talk. And then you send me to a page that's about intuitive eating counseling, which sometimes, as the person who doesn't know what that is, that's what you're going to help me with, because I want to lose weight, or I want to stop dieting, or I want to do all these different things. Now you've sent me to this page that's got more information and content on it. And then there's a video there. So I would try sending that directly to your call, to the booking link on Practice Better. You can always on the homepage add a little more, because you have two different calls you offer. You have one for the IBS and you have one for the intuitive eating counseling. So part of the problem that I discovered when I was doing this check on you ahead of time was also how you send people to that action step from your lead magnet. So we'll talk about that here in a sec too. So what I found here, so you offer a free 30-minute intro to intuitive eating call, and you also offer a 30-minute gut check session. So that's for people that might have the IBS symptoms. So what I did really love was that on your IBS page, you talk about having a gut check session, which someone with IBS is going to understand the gut talk at that point. They get that. The intuitive eating intro call, you may want to rethink about what you're calling that.
Okay.
Because a lot of people that haven't been introduced to what is intuitive eating, they're not out there. Like there are people going to be looking for you saying, I need someone who can help me with intuitive eating, because they've done their research, they've done the checking, they've looked around, they know what's going on. But there's a good portion of people that don't. They're looking to stop dieting. They're looking to get off I think you called it the yo-yo. You said something about like the diet roller coaster or something, like yo-yo dieting. You've got out of control feelings around food. So one of the things that you want to think about is what you call that call, because they may not know what that means. So I would try renaming that. Okay. And that way it just fits. So one of the most important things, especially on a homepage and a website or anywhere that you have a call to action, if you tell me to click here to do this, wherever you send me, I need to be able to click and connect those dots that, okay, she said, let's talk about ways to work together in this virtual counseling practice, right? But now you sent me to a page that's all about different types of counseling. Some people, like you will get people that will get that and understand and will keep scrolling. But for the people that want the help, that are in a state of mind that they don't have that capacity to think a little more, you've just put that extra step in front of them. Okay. Part of what would be good to look at on your homepage too is a little more of the message of the client's problem. So just think about that, like how you could potentially put some examples. Like you say, in my work with clients, I help them tune in and trust their own body wisdom and develop a plan for nourishing themselves with food and self-care. But what do they come to you saying is their problem? Do a lot of them actually say, I'm looking to nourish myself, I'm looking to tune in and trust my body wisdom?
No, they do not.
Okay.
Got it.
So part of the job on that homepage, remember I said there's 3 things. They've got to recognize that you know what their problem is and that you can help them with it. So sometimes it means stepping back into using some of the words that they're going to be using, because you haven't taught them yet how to change that. Okay. And in this industry, and in particular in your specialty, it is a challenge, because intuitive eating is definitely becoming more mainstream, but it's not there yet. The diets are there. The weight loss is there. The emotional eating is there. I can't stop eating. I just keep running to the kitchen, to the cupboard, and I'm watching TV. That is what they're doing and feeling. So one of the best ways to get into that is when you have a consult with anybody, and this is something really important for everybody listening. Whenever you have a consult, you take notes on the consult and you write down those words. And what I do afterwards is I put those words that they say into a document so that I'm actually saving phrases that they use. And I go back to that when you want to do the marketing and you want to put words on your website or in your newsletters that are speaking to people. When you do that, that's when you'll often find people say, oh, I read that newsletter you sent out, and that's exactly how I feel. That's what we want to get to. And with what you have on there, that's more of the words that are there that I see right now is what you know about, not what your clients know about and are thinking about. Does that make sense?
Yes, it absolutely makes sense.
Okay.
And I do take lots of notes so I can go back to those notes and look for those phrases.
Yeah. And I actually, in that document, what I do, and I think I have a podcast episode on this, and I'll put that in the show notes or a blog somewhere, but I categorize them too. So for me, a lot of people talk about wasting time. I don't know what to write about in my marketing. I don't know what to talk about. So you want to put some of those top categories on there because that will actually help you come up with content too, right? It becomes your big main topic focus that you want to look at. So that's what I would do right now on your homepage is up at the top part of it. You want to make sure that you have those steps that they know exactly how to book with you and that they can connect. Now, one thing that is good to do, and I ran into this recently with a client who changed how she wanted to book calls. So another better option is actually optimizing your contact page in a better way so that when they go to the contact page, it is very clear on there. You can book a call here. You can fill out the form below. Here's some FAQs if you need it. And that way, anywhere you have a call to action to book with you, you just use your contact page so that people can go there and know the exact specific things to do. Okay. I do have an episode in the podcast on optimizing your contact page. And it really came about, though, when I had this one client swap how she wanted to do it. She was using a system like Calendly and wanted to go to her health record because it better integrated with her calendar. But there were all these links out there to her Calendly. And so now you're talking change emails, change this, change that. So if you use the main contact page and you really optimize that, that can help you a lot easier get those types of contacts in there too. And I would make sure, so your contact page, Carrie, is, and I know because you do the media and the journalist stuff, it's kind of like, I have some on mine. It's like, don't send me emails about this because I don't want to talk about it. Not exactly that way, but it's like guest posts and all that. So you have these different rules, right? I would make sure, because this page is important for your clients as well. So have that, like have a button up at the top, book a discovery session, right? And have that right up there at the top. And I'll send you a link as well to that episode on the contact page, because one of the other things that's missing on your contact page, Carrie, is your name, the words registered dietitian, nutritionist. Those are keywords for you and your business. And you want them on that contact page.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is a key part of that as well. So that's one other way to make sure that you're getting those contacts in there. Okay. You should also consider having a different contact form for your speaking versus your general. Just because when your form in particular, the top item on your checklist on your form, because you use a different form than some people, you're using that JOT form. That's the spot where you can click to book as a client. But then you've got like your speaking, your writing, all the other stuff there. So it could be really confusing for the client when it all pops up like that. They could be missing that spot of, I just want to book with Carrie because I'm a client. So having that button there that stands out, book with Carrie, could do that. But I would be very clear on the button. It's for nutrition clients, not for speaking or the writing aspect of what you do. Okay. So those would be some of the top things that I would recommend that you swap there and change out and look at addressing and optimizing. The one thing I did want to mention to you, I said I wanted to mention your lead magnet to you. So with your lead magnet, and one of the reasons audits really bring about the need for everyone who has a business website to go and do an audit and check on themselves every so often. Make sure things are working, make sure that it's all set up. But for me, what I found when I went to your lead magnet page, and so I did sign up. I will unsubscribe. Don't be offended, but I did a
I
test
won't be.
one. But although if I like it, I'll keep on there. So one of the things that happened there, Carrie, was you sent me to a thank you page. So I did the sign up for it and you sent me to a thank you page, which was great. And on the thank you page, you said like you had extra things they could do, which is awesome. I love seeing that. Keep them on your thank you page and give them something else while they're waiting for the email. Read the blog, join the community, that thing. On your page, the contact me that you've got there actually is for an email to send to you. So I would change that to be your contact page. Okay.
Yes.
And I'm trying to figure out where I was, and I can't remember how or where I found it, but I got to a place on your site somewhere that said it was, if I have the space available, and this probably came from when you had a wait list last year, go to these pages to book a session with me because it'll tell you if I'm free or open or not. Now I'm looking here. I can't figure out where the heck I found that. But what happened was basically they really wanted to book with you because of this. And what you did was it sort of, again, put a little barrier in front. You sent them to the counseling page and it didn't boldly say to me, I'm taking clients, book here.
Okay.
So that's where I'd like to see you change that too.
Yeah, I think I know the page you mean. I'll have to go behind the scenes in WordPress and find that page and unpublish it, but then think about next time I need that page, how I address it.
Right. Exactly. And that would be the thing. And so that could be one of the things, again, if you got back to that contact page as the spot, you could easily put a message on there. We have a wait list or we're taking clients today. So when that contact page becomes the base of how they book a call with you or they get in touch with you or they ask a question, that's the easier one to make the updates on instead of having to go here, there, and everywhere and find out where you might have put that message.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, there's already enough of that chasing down random. Wait, I'm still linking to Typeform from back when I used Typeform. It's like
exactly.
at one place.
Yeah. So that's what I would recommend for you. So it's really getting clear. Your action steps from this audit are getting clear on the problem that people have that you help solve and using some of their words in describing the problem and how you help them. So that is key. And then removing some of those barriers and blocks and extra steps you have in some of your calls to action so that it's clear. If they want to book a call, they click a button and they know exactly how to book and get in that with you. And using your contact page will probably be the best way to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. And a bonus tip that I do want to give you. So your landing page, your sign up page for your lead magnet, you're using a ConvertKit landing page. And it's easy to do. They're so easy to do, which is great. And then you have a thank you page, which is also on ConvertKit.
Yes.
Okay. So where your website is one of your key foundations. One of the things that the search engines track is how long people spend on your domain. And they like to see people spend a lot of time there. So right now, when you're marketing your lead magnet, you are sending people to ConvertKit's website. And they're clicking through on the thank you page and staying on ConvertKit's website. So you would do yourself a really big favor if you put those pages on your domain and started using that, because the search engines would see you get traffic there. They stay on it. They spend some time. Oh, now they click to another page. Oh, now they're reading a blog that you sent them to from the thank you page. All of that time spent on your page is awesome Google sauce for you and Google love. And it will help Google see people like this site. They spend time on it. Let's send more of them there.
Okay, I will do that. I already changed my link in bio Instagram page to a web page. I was using ConvertKit and it was because of something I saw that you said. And I was like,
yeah.
Oh. So I had done that.
It's the same principle.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was probably the episode on don't use the link bio tools, like the link tree or the link in bio.
It was.
Yeah.
And I changed that.
And it's the same principle with landing pages. But here's the thing. Not everybody has the tech capacity to build a landing page or a thank you page on their website. So that it works well. If it's easy to set up, boom, bam, you're done. But if you can put it on your page, it's a lot better if you do, because you just end up helping your domain get a much better ranking out there.
Yeah. My husband is my web designer.
You guys need to have a talk.
I can tell them, honey, I need this.
Awesome. Well, great. So do you have any final questions about the audit here?
I guess just to clarify, so, when somebody wants to book a call, so what I hear you saying is it should be literally a one step, like they link to, like maybe directly to my Practice Better booking page. So then maybe from there, I could have a link if they want to read more about what I do. Then I would send them back to the page that has all the information if they're inclined.
No, once they want to book a call, you don't want them changing their mind and going back to your website to read more stuff. You want them right there. So what it does mean is optimize your contact page for sure, and make sure you get a big button at the top that says book a call, a discovery call. They're free. Let them know. But for instance, on your IBS page that you have and on your nutrition counseling page that you have, on there, you can be more specific about the call that you're booking and then link those directly to Practice Better.
Okay.
The way that you have. They're really good the way you have them set up there. But like the homepage one, you tell me to book a call with you, but then you send me to another page on your website, a services page. So that's blocking me from having that direct action there.
Okay, so the homepage link would go to the contact page where I've got everything. Got it.
Yeah, I would do that. Exactly. Because if you tell them to book a call and let's talk, don't send me to a sales page about your services. If I'm clicking that, I want to talk to you. You could always add on your homepage more details about our services. Click here for information on the nutrition services or the IBS services. You can always do that. That's what you want to give them and give them that. And then it makes sense. Again, I wanted to learn more about the IBS services you offer. I'll click there and I'll go to the page where you talk to me about the IBS services.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
All right. Awesome.
Got it mapped out in my mind.
Excellent. Well, and you can re-listen to this episode as well.
Oh, I will. And my husband will be listening to it as well.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, thank you, Carrie, for being part of this podcast and doing one of these audits. I know it takes a lot sometimes for people to open up about their marketing struggles publicly like this. So thank you for helping everybody else learn from it as well. And for you listeners out there that are listening, remember, you can apply for your own audit too. We offer 5 different types: websites, messaging, social media profiles, articles, and lead magnets. So you can apply for your audit today at pepperitmarketing.com/audit. And we'll have a link to that in the show notes too. Now, Carrie, before we say goodbye today, why don't you share with our listeners how they can connect with you and reach out?
Yes. Well, my website is nutritionbycarrie.com. And I'm most active on Instagram for social media, and that is at Carrie Dennett.
Awesome. And that's Dennett, Dennett?
Yes, correct.
Awesome. Perfect. Okay. Well, thanks again, everyone, for tuning into the Marketing Your Private Practice podcast with Kathy C., where I help you learn strategies to thrive from A to Z. Be sure to hit subscribe and don't miss out on any new episodes, and have a fabulous day and an even better week. You can find all of our show notes and resources mentioned at marketingyourprivatepractice.com. Be sure to connect with me on Instagram at pepperitmarketing and say hi. I'd love to hear any feedback you have, and make sure to rate and review the podcast and hit subscribe on your favorite player so you don't miss any future episodes.